Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back to Synth Stuff. Today we're going to be talking about a little synthesizer in my studio that doesn't get anywhere near enough attention, and that is, of course, the Arturia Microfreak. And I'm going to tell you what else you need to have if you have or are considering buying a Microfreak, coming up. First off, I have to apologize. I have cats. There's only so much I can do. Lint rollers work, but there's cat fur everywhere, always. And I think I've got it all, then I go back and edit the video and I'm cat fur. So it is what it is. All right, the Microfreak is a really, really powerful little box. It is a completely digital synthesizer, absolutely nothing analog in there, and it has a number of different engines in it. I've talked about this synthesizer in the past, and I haven't really shown it much on my channel because when I use it in a non-standard way that most people aren't going to, and I'm going to show you how I do it and why. Microfreak has multiple engines in it. It has a vocoder, has digital wavetable, it has a lot of capability in it. It can make some fantastic sounds. It has a lot of patch storage. There's tons of patches you can download off the internet for free. It is a really, really capable synthesizer. It does not have stereo outputs. It is a monophonic synthesizer, and it's limited to 4 notes of polyphony. Some limitations, yes, but the engines inside really make up for that, especially when you start working with some of the more esoteric capabilities of this little synthesizer. So there's 2 things I would recommend you get with a Microfreak. The first one is a Hydrasynth. I'm not kidding. Because the Hydrasynth pairs with the Arturia Microfreak so well because it has polyphonic aftertouch. The Microfreak also has polyphonic aftertouch, but the keypad is just this electronic touchpad. So it's really hard to play. But with the Hydrasynth, you can play it using the Hydrasynth keyboard, and the polyphonic aftertouch data from the Hydrasynth will go to the Arturia Microfreak and play it polyphonically. Now the Microfreak does have MIDI ports, but they're the Arturia 3.5mm ports, so you need the adapter to get to standard 5-pin DIN, so you can plug it into the Hydrasynth, which also has 5-pin DINs. However, they both have MIDI over USB, so you could plug both of them into your computer and then set up something using like Pocket MIDI to route MIDI data from one to the other, or if you have a Mio XL like I have, you can just tell it to route the MIDI data from one to the other. I can make any synthesizer route data to any other synthesizer in my studio using the Mio XL. The Mio XL is a MIDI router that routes MIDI from anywhere to anywhere, including onto your computer, and I will put a link to the video I did on it up here. So what I've done is I've MIDI'd the Hydrasynth to the Arturia Microfreak through my Mio XL. So anything I play on the Hydrasynth just goes directly to the Arturia Microfreak, and there's no other configuration. I didn't have to change MIDI settings. The default settings work perfectly. Let's have a look how that works. So here's the Microfreak, and I've got my Hydrasynth set up just below here, so when I play it, I can actually reach up and work with the controls on here. So here's the Microfreak. It has this capacitive key bed. It has the ribbon, just like the Hydrasynth does, and we can put in hold mode, and we can play notes. Of course, we only have 4 notes of polyphony to play with, and then you can see it is polyphonic aftertouch. But you can see when I play on the Hydrasynth, which is MIDI to it, and it's far easier to play than it is to do that on the Microfreak with the capacitive touch keys. So if I just pick a sound on the Microfreak and then play it on the Hydrasynth, and I can use the ribbon on the Hydrasynth, and it works just like this ribbon, and I can still use all the controls. You can go through all the different engines. So let's pick another pad here. And yes, can I play that? But the muscle memory in my hand doesn't work by sliding on things you can't really feel. I mean, there are lines on here, but I have I have real trouble trying to get the keys right, whereas on the Hydrosynth, I'll just play it. And I can play it just like any other key bed. I did say it's 4-voice polyphonic. It's not really, it's paraphonic. So if you turn that off, it becomes monophonic. I love this thing. It's so easy to make just wild sounds on it. Now the second thing I'm going to recommend you get is some kind of effects, because the Microfreak is monophonic output, and in terms of modern synthesizers, it kind of suffers a little bit because there's not that stereo wideness and the wow factor of having lush stereo effects around the sounds. So you can get really great sounds out of it, but they seem a little bit thin and limited because they're monophonic. How do you go about that? Well, you could have a stereo reverb or delay or chorus. My X32 mixer has a whole bunch of different effects in it, or you could use your DAW. I'm going to use the X32 effects just as a demonstration here so you can see how I would normally do it. So I've selected this sound on the Microfreak, and it is just kind of a trance sound. And it does sound good, but it is monophonic. Now I've got 2 effects set up here on the X32. I've got a reverb in here, and then over here I've got a stereo chorus. So if I play this and then bring in the stereo chorus, and then of course if you're listening to this on a phone, you're not really going to be able to tell this, but if you have headphones on, this is a world of difference as I bring in the stereo chorus. Listen to the difference in that. Now if I bring it out, listen to the difference. Flat and lifeless. And then stereo chorus. The other one, of course, is the reverb that I've got set up. And that is a stereo reverb. And then I can bring the chorus in on top of that. And those aren't the only sounds that benefit from that. All right, so here's a different type of sound. We've got it's a pad. Let's bring in chorus with that. Listen to the difference. And then without. Just flat and lifeless sounding. Awesome. So if you use outboard effects like this, maybe a pedal or DAW effects or whatever, but get something that you can put some stereo oomph and maybe some reverb and some delay and so on into your Microfreak. And that's it, a quick and simple video about the Arturia Microfreak. This thing is $350. For $350, the capabilities that this thing has is just a steal. It also works as great as a laptop synth. You can sit down on your couch with a set of headphones and just play on it and experiment and sound design and come up with ideas, which is really what I use it for. Whenever I have a synthesizer that has so much character like the Microfreak and I have a ton of sounds loaded into it, I can, just by dialing through those presets and maybe modifying a few, come up with ideas that really start me down the road to something. And it's that spark of creativity that I think unique synthesizers really do for me. I have a few synthesizers like that, including the super secret one that I can't talk about right here. Maybe soon, who knows. And of course, if you do get a Hydrasynth to control your Microfreak, guess what? You also got a Hydrasynth, is one hell of a synthesizer. That's a whole nother story. If you like this video, you want to see more like it, click like, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I do read and appreciate all those comments. Thanks for watching.